What's going on, everybody? Daryl Andrews here again, Coach D. Isn't it nice that when COVID-19 hit, 75-80% of my business went virtual, and it has not changed much. We're starting to get back to doing the plane flights a lot, but still doing a lot of virtual programs. So guess what? I get to do more of these kind of things before we get into our trainings throughout the day or our coachings throughout the day. We do a lot of coaching, corporate leaders, a lot of training, workforce development, corporate, primarily workforce development. That's a big part of our work. And man, I get to do most of it virtual. It's pretty neat, you know what I mean? And it gives me a chance to do some other things and have impact in other arenas and all that. So I still have not figured out why StreamYard won't allow comments to show up in the comment section. Every now and then it will, but I got to figure that out. And when I do, I want to get that fixed so that I can have more engagement, because I feel like I do these and people are commenting on LinkedIn and they're commenting on Facebook, but I don't see the comments. And so I'm going to, work on trying to fix that. Matter of fact, I'm going to see something I'm thinking about trying to do right here. Give me a second. Maybe I can see him through. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can see him through here. I want to make sure I don't have any feedback. So I'm gonna pop this up so maybe I can see what's happening on LinkedIn. But anyway, I just wanted to take a moment. Yesterday we had a great time sharing some thoughts and talking about purpose and all of those neat things. And many of you know, because I've said it over and over again, that one of the people that had the greatest influence on my life is Dr. Miles Monroe. No doubt, Dr. Monroe was one of the greatest influences in even what I'm doing today. So if there are two people I can give credit for doing what I'm doing in my life, it's Zig Ziglar. Some of you know Zig, and Miles Monroe. When I used to work for Abbott Laboratories years ago in the medical diagnostics division, I was in medical pharmaceuticals, and I was also in diagnostics, where we sold these big immunoassay analyzers and all that for hospitals and laboratories and all those things. I used to ride around my vehicle during my sales calls, and I would listen to Zig, and I would listen to Les Brown. Had back then I listened to him a lot, and listened to many others. But one person I caught wind of because of a church I attended many years ago was Abounding Grace Family Worship Center, is Dr. Miles Monroe. And of all these great presenters out here, nobody impacted me like this guy did. And so it was then I realized that I wanted to use my life to make a difference. And that was 20 something years ago. Okay, long time ago. And I said I wanted to use my life to make a difference. And so I stepped out and, in faith. And here we are 20 something years later, been doing this full time for a long time. And so just wanted to take a little Mylesism and share it with you, because I think it's powerful, in particular in light of the times we live in. All right. In light of the times we live in. And so he has these things where he defines purpose, these 7 specific purpose keys. And one of the keys that he shares, all right, is where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And I've shared that here before, but I'm going to share it again, because that statement is not just about purpose when it comes to like a life purpose and all of that. That purpose also relates to the way we run our organizations, the way we interact with people on our teams, the way we interact with our co-workers, the way we raise our children, the way we interact as spouse, husband and wife, and you look at that statement that he's making. If purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So let's take marriage. Since we don't talk about that much on this forum, but if I don't understand the purpose of my spouse, I can abuse my spouse. Now, that doesn't mean physically or anything like that, but verbally, I can abuse my spouse. If I don't understand the purpose of my kids, I can abuse them. You know what I mean? I can say things to them that could be hurtful. I can kind of thwart their future, or I can just basically not even pay any attention to them, act like they don't exist. Or if I'm leading a team, all right, if I'm running a company, it's just all about me, all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me, because it's my company, it's my dream, it's my vision, it's my mind. I can abuse my staff, because it really has nothing to do with them. I pay them a paycheck. So what? But when you understand the purpose of that staff is to help you in the quest of this dream, to run with you in the building of your company, guess what? Now you understand the value that they bring to the table. I'm not just giving you a check, do your job. You're a critical partner in the development of this company or organization. And this doesn't just have to be a small business. This could be a big business, a big corporation, where people treat folks like numbers. I would say at the management level, man, treat them like people. Because why? The purpose that they have is to help you in the achievement of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. All right. The purpose in marriage is for two people to come together, you know what I mean? And obviously have significant love for each other as a husband and a wife, but also to raise us powerful, beautiful, as a case of a Christian, I say godly offspring, man. And so the reality is we need each other to do that. But if we don't understand the purpose, what do? We abuse, Now let's talk about drugs. It's something Miles talked about years ago. He said, when drugs have purpose, all these drugs have a purpose, medicinal purposes, things like that. We go to you all have been on drugs. I guess you're all drug addicts because we all have done aspirin. We all have, had medicine for, stomach problems and things like that. And so guess what? That's a drug. So you wouldn't call yourself a drug addict by doing that, right? But when I don't understand the purpose of a drug, that's where you get the term drug abuse. Now I'm using it to drown my sorrows, to mask my pain, and things like that. So, but since we do a lot of motivation in the area of life and purpose and living, let's talk about life. If I don't understand that I'm on this planet to make a difference in some way, it doesn't have to be big, grandiose things. Everybody tries to get you all hyped up about being something super. You'll never hear that come out of my mouth. You know what I mean? I know some people in life are going to do certain things and others aren't, and it's okay. You know what I mean? I respect the person that's the cashier at the grocery store just as much as the person that's standing on stage making $90,000 per speech or running a big corporation, because they're putting, and when I'm taking my grocery to that grocery line, that's the most important person in the world because they got to register and they got to cash me out, you know? And so, but if we don't understand that we have this thing called life, man, and and it's the beauty of it. All right, what do? We go through this cycle of self-abuse. When things and situations happen, when circumstances happen, what do? We get frustrated, we get angry, and then sometimes we start to create, and I talked about this the other day, we create these lies in our head about ourselves. And so what do? We continue to perpetuate those lies so much, we share them so much that we accept them as normal. I'm this, I'm that. I can't accomplish this, I can't accomplish that. I'm so in here, I'm here, there. And what we don't understand is we are doing that thing I said it the other day, but a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know. And so, like again, for me doing this work, when I first got into it, was met with a lot of criticism. Yeah, yes, 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 yeah. All right. Hey, Lily, how you doing? Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah, we're doing some pretty neat new things these days, so you're gonna see a lot of this. All right, appreciate that. But if I don't understand, you know what I mean? Like if I'm a doctor and I don't understand the position of being why I'm a doctor, I can abuse that position. If I'm a teacher and I don't understand the purpose of that position, I can abuse as a teacher. If I'm a manager and don't understand the position of that, what is the purpose of that position, I can abuse as a manager. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's all these different things. Hey, Dolores, how you doing? It's good to see some of you popping on. Somehow, some way, some of it's getting through. Sometimes you can't see these. So I want you to understand one of the most important things we got to understand: what is the purpose of a thing? All right. And what is this purpose? What is it here for? What is this person here for? Is this person here for me just to abuse? Is this person here for me to show love to? Is this person here for me to, provide accolades to because of the work that they're doing? The reality is, what's the purpose? You know, I mean, if I were to say to you, what's the purpose of an automobile? You would say car, okay. And so the purpose of a car is to get me from A to Z. The purpose of a car is not to entertain me by music. That's not what a car's purpose is. All right. All right. The purpose of music is not to fly me all over the world, okay, and get me to my different destinations. The purpose of music is to entertain. So everything has a purpose. And once you understand that, you can respect and as an individual treat people with the significance of the purpose that they have, or the thing that we're talking about, and the purpose in which it has. So I'm just basically regurgitating what Dr. Monroe taught me. I'm not taking credit for it. It's not my message. He's no longer here, and I love him dearly. I wish he wouldn't have left us so early. But the reality is, the purpose, I call them pillars, are still relevant today. All right. I mentioned one the other day, and I'll come back and keep revisiting that, and that is, purpose is the key to fulfillment. I wake up every day with a sense of fulfillment. I do. I really do. Now, not just because I'm an entrepreneur and I get to do the things I do and write books, because some people pump that up like that's the greatest thing in the world. That's nice. That's just what I'm called to do. But you can have the same significance as a secretary. You can have the same significance working in a plant on the assembly line. Because don't downplay everything. Is like, if you're not doing something super significant, you don't mean anything. That's ridiculous. And don't buy into all these messages out here where everybody's always talking about, you got to be this and you got to be that. You got to, man, that's bull. That's foolishness. Then you spend your whole life. Okay, sorry, I live in the area. I'm here in the area where it's really kind of like, you know, and it's really something. I live in a couple areas, as you can see. I mean, it's one area I live in, but the reality is, man, you know what? Whatever you're called to do, whatever you're called to do, purpose. All right. What's the purpose of it? I know what my purpose is. I know why I'm here. And that's what I'm doing with you right now. If you're a teacher, teach with purpose. If you're an administrator, administrate with purpose. If you're a manager, manage with purpose. You know, if you're a police officer, police with purpose. All right. You know, don't abuse, but police with purpose. If you're a parent, parent with purpose. I tell my kids all the time, like it's when I got mentioned this the other day, and I got to get ready to go because I got to start a session here soon. They always ask me the question, like for Father's Day and my birthday, they'll ask me, Dad, what do you want? Like, what do you want, Dad? What do you want? And my answer is the same. And if my kids were on here, they'd be able to tell you. This is what I told them. I tell them every time, I want you to love each other unconditionally. That's the gift that you give me. I don't need a material gift. I already have everything in my family. My wife, my children, I'm good. I don't need all that stuff. I don't live in that world. I don't live in a space where I gotta have stuff. Some people live for the whole world. Everything is about stuff, cars, homes, and all that. No. I said love each other unconditionally. That's the greatest gift you can give me as a dad. Because I know what it's like when you grow up and you have siblings that don't get along, and family members fighting all the time, and nobody wants to communicate with each other in a forever battle. And half of the time, it doesn't even make sense. There's nothing there to battle. It's created. It's self-perpetuated. I tell my kids to love each other unconditionally, and I'm so grateful that my children have a phenomenal relationship with each other. And so, why I understand my job as a purpose of it as a dad is to instill that type of stuff inside of them, so that they can run with it with their families and their future generations and with each other. So we got to understand the purpose of things, or we'll abuse them. And so I'm going to get ready to go because in 4 minutes I got to start something else. But remember that this statement: where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if you find that there's abuse in this situation, that person has not figured out the purpose of it. All right. And so here's my email address, my website, coachdspeaks.com. Any questions? Again, I don't use this as a tool to try to promote anything, because my business is very solid and we got business all over the country. I do this as just a contribution. Contribute, giving back, man, putting this information out there. And then when it goes time to go work with my customers, I do coaching, I do training, things like that. It's always good to let people know that. But the reality is, we're good. Everything is great. I don't have to come on here and do sales pitches all the time. I don't. That's not even necessary. What's necessary is I drop these nuggets and I hope that you get it. All right. And so that's all we got for today. Take care. Have a passionate day. And remember, understand you have a purpose for being here. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Take care.